Let's kick things off with a little Muppet Show music from Niffy Nefarious. Niffy Nefarious. Niffy Nefarious. Niffy Nefarious.
This is almost like a celebration party tonight. Been at this for a while. Friday was that was the bombs dropping. And I just had to come up tonight. This is not going to be the big guest show, last minute show, really, but it's a show I just had to do tonight. Just had to come back. Number one, after last night's show with Mark Betterow and Mazza Media. Hats off to them. Hats off to, thank you so much to them. And thank you so much to our moderators, MJ, Stephanie, and Jen. Awesome that we have three awesome women running our chat and really doing a good job with so many listeners last night. We've been saying this a lot. We broke records again last night on our show. Number one most viewed episode ever on Twitch, but also on YouTube, obviously, and everywhere else. It was just an enormous show. It has already been featured on Barstool Sports today. Thank you so much, Jerry Thornton, for writing it up and putting it up there on Barstool Sports. But it's because of what's happening in court. And that's why I wanted to come back tonight, beyond all the good news around the show. But when I talk about the numbers and things going up, it's also about the case. For me, I as a political guy, I've always been involved in campaigns and politics. And one of the things that you always want to know how the public is perceiving the campaign, and things like number of views, is what you're putting out there getting traction. And every indication shows like it was going up. I can't believe how much it just keeps going up. And how many voices are coming out for this now. And especially after Friday. So this is almost like a celebration party tonight for all of us. It's not a high stress show. I don't have a lot of guests. I got some videos. I got to say, this video right here, another example, Aussie Insider. Follow her on YouTube. This is a video she put out a few weeks ago. And if you look at this video, it's unbelievable. It's enhanced so you can see more. And because the taillight has become such a big part of this, we started talking about the taillight because of Sean McDonough. Sean McDonough should get all kinds of accolades right now. Turtle Boy, Melanie Little, Mark Betterow. I mean, this thing is just blown up, and it's for a good reason. It's because Karen Reed, how can you deny that she's been framed at this point? I don't know how they do it. This defense, Vinny Politano. I wanted to play his video, but I was worried I might get copyright strike. But if you watched his latest video, calling it out for smoke and mirrors, they've been calling saying that the defense is smoke and mirrors. They literally submitted mirrored video. It did disclose with jump cuts and all this other malarkey going on. And guys like Betterow, Attorney Betterow, and Vinny Politan are angry, and they should be. And you know who else is angry is these citizens of Canton, the Canton residents that we've had on that have been bullied for over a year now, doing their standouts, trying to get help, trying to change things in their town. And all they get is pushback and harassment and threats. And nobody stood up for them from the town. No Canton Select Board member. No Canton Police. And we got some news tonight on Helena Rafferty, too, that I'm going to share with you. About the Burkewitz retirement party, something we've talked about on the show. But I want to play some more of this video because this is like watching a crime in progress. That's what this is. Aussie Insider. Yeah, free Karen Reed 2024. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Vinny needs to stop giving his idiot guests a voice. He's talking about the Kevins of the world and how he continues, even after yesterday, after he called it out, he still had two anti-Karen Reed guests. If you're going to do it fair, you should have two free Karen Reed people to one of the idiots. If you really want to be balanced, because that's what the audience is. And I'll give you another measurement stick that I look at. Other people on the street that I know, my customers, for instance, had a conversation with a customer. I had no idea they were following it. Laid out everything that happened yesterday. They've been following it. People are following it. Howie Carr, another great article. Sean McDonough has been saying people are going to go to jail. It's over. Now I believe it. Now I believe it. He's been right on the taillight too. Focused on the taillight from the very beginning. Yeah, Vinny needs to be stronger than just put out one video. Vinny needs to actually balance out his panels and have a Mark Betterow on there. Have a Melanie Little. Have Andrea. Andrea's phenomenal too. 3 great lawyers. Sean McDonough should be on the show. The Galera guy. These people actually have audiences. That's the thing. He puts Kevin on that no one is watching. Kevin's got 150 people. He's on court TV every night. He's got 150 people in his chat, and half of them hate him. Court TV is a joke on their booking. I don't know who their booking producer. Vinny probably doesn't even have as much of a say on that as you think. But he should. He should say something. Book me more free Karen Reed people. This was great yesterday, though. The dam is breaking. The dam is breaking. They can't hold it together anymore. The fraud. They just showed the whole world how fraudulent that their evidence is. One thing I want you to do tonight, I actually flying by the seat of my pants. I want to do so much tonight at the same time. Let's do this right now. Hold on one second. Come on. Now my internet's not working, of course. All right, one more second. I just want, you know what I want everyone to do tonight? Karen Reed has a new fundraising goal. I think it's 3. Let me see, one second. I should have had this set up. I'm sorry. Maybe the website's down. That's the funny thing. I'm trying to bring it up. It's not coming up. Here it is. Okay. Justice for Karen Reed Legal Defense Fund is at $344,000 right now. The goal tonight is to get to 350. I appreciate all of you who have been kicking into our show and giving us donations. But what I'd like to start to see tonight, again, is because this defense is so costly, I'd love to see people contribute and help us get to that number tonight, that $350,000 number. And I'm going to put it in the chat if I can get it going. And computer is acting really slow tonight. Hold on one second. My mods probably already did it. Let me just check. Yeah, they already did. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie already did. I'm going to pin that right now. So you got Karen's Defense Fund pinned. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Just check it, Mike. Hopefully I just didn't shut myself down from the show. I think I might have. Hold on one second. No, I'm back. Cool. All right. So we got that out of the way. Thank you, Stephanie. Our mods are awesome. I have 3 women moderating our chat. How great is that? And they keep the trolls. We had 7,000 people watching live and no issue with trolls last night. Amazing. All right, let's look at some of the super chats. We got a bunch of super chats. Thank you so much already. Suzanne sent $6. She said, announcements are blocking the video. Can you hold them until we see the whole video, please? Oh, she wants to see the whole video. You know what? You can watch the whole video on Aussie Insider too if you miss anything. But I'll try to keep it down to a minimum. 235 said $5 and said, thank you, Michael Crawford, for all your coverage you provide and the truth and facts and justice. Free Karen Reed. It's so funny people call me Michael now because of Sean on the golf, Sean McDonough. People liked when he called me Michael. I liked it too. I love Sean. Z sent £1.99. I think that's oh no, that's a euro. Thank you so much for the euros. He said, Vinny, bring Colin Albert lawyer without disclaimer. Tired of that lawyer. Paul Lynch sent $1.99. Thank you so much, Paul. And Furious has a comment. Am I the only one who didn't realize none of the taillight pieces were found prior to 2-3 were submitted for forensic testing, reconstruction, excuse me. Yeah, meaning none of the pieces were on the found on the 29th were Karen's. Yeah, this something strange came out about that too today. This is what I love, all the sleuths out there. Very good comment, Furious. I have a feeling that may come up in the trial. If the trial continues. There was a post today that someone sent me a message today that said Michael Morrissey, district attorney, Norfolk County, his Wikipedia had been changed, and it says that he's going to be arraigned or brought up on federal charges on Monday morning. Which who knows? I mean, the way it's going, I would not be surprised. Who's to say that's not true? Here's another comment. Says, what if everyone kicks up their super chat donations a little and donate a percentage from all of us? Jerks, love you in this show. Well, the problem is about the super chat donations and doing charity. Number one, we get taxed, and it could be considerable, especially if you start to earn some money. And the second part of that, it takes a while for you to get the money, and you never know. Like the thing about this whole thing with YouTube, they cancel me at any moment. They're not paying me the money. So that's always an issue. And that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of frustrated with the whole YouTube monopoly here. Maybe more people should look on Facebook or Twitch and those other places. But still, YouTube is the best place for creators. So it's a double-edged sword. But I just think that the best way too, direct. I tried to do the fundraising earlier, the 50%. It became a lot of work for me to try to add it all up, make sure I'm getting everybody the right money, the right place at the right time. I did it. But at the same time, too, people start questioning, is all the money going there? It just becomes, it's like I'm doing all this work and then I'm getting harassed over it. So I think the best way is just people send money direct. If you want to support the Young Jerks, you send money to us. If you want to support Free Karen Reed, send money to that. And I'm just suggesting it. I'm putting it in the super chat tonight. I'm going to check it tonight. I want to see if we go up in numbers. And if anyone's donating, let us know. Let us know that you made a donation. I'm seeing donations come in tonight already. So to the Free Karen Reed, let's just see if any new ones just came in. Yeah, we'll be watching that tonight. My internet seems slow. I hope it's good on the chat. Yeah, what is the date and time stamp? We can't see it when I have the super chat up, right? You guys are the best, exposing the corruption and mafia life in Canton. Free Karen Reed. So you know what? I'm going to play a little more of this video. And I may even remove myself so you can see it better too. But I'll still be here. Oh, the pin one isn't working. Oh boy. All right, let's get the pin one up. I got it. I'm actually I'll do it right now. I'll play the video too. We'll get the pin one up. Mm. You guys want the music off? Well, maybe that should be the poll. Let me know right now in the chat. You want the music on or off on this? I'm not loving it either. What do you think? The video's not playing with the music off. What's going on? Come on. Jeez, I'm having internet problems tonight. This sucks. Now they shit me an ad. Oh, god damn it. Hold on one second. All right. Aussie Insider. That's what video we're watching right now. I turned off the music. I want to know, you guys like it better with the music or without it? Yeah, this video is enhanced. It's the Sallyport from Canton Police Department. And what you're seeing is close-ups and enhanced, basically, providing more light so you can see better. Yeah, no music, right? So that's what you're seeing in this video. It looks like it stopped again. Did it stop again? This is not working tonight. No, she's moving around. Let's just move it ahead a little bit. There we go. You see some work being done. I mean, look at this. This is the key part right here. Look at this. And you're gonna watch this on Aussie Insider on YouTube. How many of them are there? Who was there? I mean, there's at least 4 of them right there. It looks like somebody's taking something out there. Mm. Wow, you guys, thank you so much for the super chats. I'm not putting them on the screen right now because I want to watch the video. You know what? Let's go by the super chats real quick. Here's another one. Says, I'm a simpleton. Could you or someone to kindly explain the video submitted into evidence would be inverted? What is the point of that? Exactly. Well, I think it was to confuse. It's obviously to confuse. If you look at they were basically saying the taillight that was damaged was the angle that they were showing. And they were also trying to say that no one was near the taillight area. So it's and there's also cuts to it. So yeah, you got to ask yourself, why would they do that? And not only that, why wouldn't they tell everybody? Like if you look at Bukaki, that's what I'm gonna call him now. I'm a polite guy. Usually I would call someone by their real name, but at this point, he earned that title. I mean, he explained that the video wasn't 100% from the bar, but this video clearly was doctored severely and didn't disclose it, and they submitted it as evidence. So that's fraud. That's a fraud on the court. And when you add it up with all these other inconsistencies, these conflicting statements, people throwing away their phones, deleting texts, it just goes on and on. It's always the cover up. This cover up, this is going to sink them. And it's so obvious at this point. And look why. Look why. I mean, who's this? Who's this woman here? Looks like a woman. Who's that? Here's a comment here. Greg says, let's just say, for the sake of argument, it really was mirrored by default. It still doesn't help why they didn't address it in direct, and also why it was cut so much. And the facts of how many people were there. The discrepancies and the dishonesty, it just piles up after a while. And there's no way any of us trust them at this point. The jury, I guarantee you, does not trust the prosecution. And I think the feds have played this perfectly. Again, this is it for people just checking in. This is an enhanced taillight video where you can see more with the light changing and it focused in right on the taillight area. Is that Proctor right there? Next to a woman? I mean, this is so bizarro. It really feels like we're watching a crime in progress here. So again, check that out. Aussie Insider on YouTube. All right. You know what I want to do too right now while we're watching that video? It's a good time to do it. I want to read a message I got. I'm not going to say who it came from. One second here. There we go. All right, I'm going to stop that right there. I also want to read a message I got today. And it starts, I have info I can give you on an anonymous basis about the missing 8 minutes of Berkey's retirement video. We're talking about Chief of Canton Police Burkewitz, who had a retirement party. And so that's what this person is emailing me about. The video we're watching right now is from Canton Police Department, right? That mirrored the video that did the smoke and mirrors. This is the same police department. So the message goes on how it ended up erased. So the video in Berkey's retirement party, some of it got cut and spliced out of the actual recording broadcast. And this person is emailing me, telling me how it ended up erased. And who asked for that? It was Helena Rafferty. They put in 2 public request records for the text. They have the date that it was sent of Helena Rafferty asking for Higgins's, Brian, ATF agent Brian Higgins, his remarks to be edited out of the broadcast. And it came back with the same answer. The text is part of an ongoing legal matter, specifically the Karen Reed trial, said the person, Helena, who oversees public record requests at the CPT about her own texts. So Helena Rafferty is the one who is responding to Freedom of Information requests about her own text that she sent. That sounds legit. That sounds like no conflict of interest, huh? This person said they have a description from a witness of what Higgins said in front of almost 200 people who were there, including guests, wait staff, and other venue workers. They also have the info that the edit from the video is long gone, so we'll never see it. The only hope would be that a guest recorded it, which seems unlikely in a group of old boy cops, but they all heard it. So they all heard what Higgins said that night, but we'll never get to see it. And Helena Rafferty was the one who actually asked for it to be removed. That's what my source is telling me. And Brian Higgins said that night that Chief Burkewitz is the type of guy that you would go to help bury a body. That's what's been reported. This is the same police department that recused themselves from the Karen Reed investigation. But here's a video of them with the car in their Sallyport tampering with evidence. Let's play more of the video. This is after they were recused. Here's a good comment right here. I love these clowns. And I do call you a clown. He says, they're not tampering, you tool. They're removing the housing for evidence. You're embarrassing yourself, Mike. Jason169. Jason, you know what? You're a clown show. You think your little names are going to hurt me somehow. This shit is over, Jason. Your little game is over. All right, we're going to go away from that video now. But if you want to see it, you know where to look for it. Aussie Insider. I want to play a little book hockey video tonight. I know everyone has already seen it, but I want to watch it again. And I like to watch it with the chat because I feel like I get a lot of good feedback from you guys too. But I want to thank Barstool Sports for featuring last night's show. Thank you, Jerry Thornton. Let me get the right video here. 1 second. I got to play some bukkake tonight. This is where it all fell apart for them.
Now, with reference to your collection of these items, either on February 3rd, February 4th, or on any sort of subsequent date, how were they collected and what exactly did you do with them in reference to the seizing of the items and storage of the items?
Each item that was collected was placed in a evidence paper bag. The collection was done by utilizing latex gloves to prevent any transfer of evidence from fingerprints to DNA onto those items. Then those items were transported to our office, logged into the system, and stored in the evidence lockers at the office.
In each of those respective bags of items or evidence, they were sealed as well, is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, turning your attention to February 10th of 2022, did you have occasion to go back to 34 Fairview Road on that day as well?
I did.
And what, if anything, did you observe, or what, if anything, did you seize on that particular day?
We seized more shards of glass and plastic.
And if you know, or if you recall, how many pieces did you seize on that particular day?
My memory is exhausted to that, but the exact numbers annotated in on the bags that the items were placed into.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
I'm showing you documents, just ask you to look at that section and look up in it. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Sergeant, is your memory refreshed as to how many items or what the items were that you recovered on February 10th?
Labeled item number 10 contains 6 pieces of red, black, and clear plastic. Bag labeled number 11 through a buccal swab.
And were you present when Trooper Proctor submitted to a buccal swab as well?
Yes, I was.
Did my client ever even access the account information for the ring account associated with this search warrant, correct?
Nothing provided by Ring proved or suggested or proved any evidence of that type of activity, no.
Thank you. Trooper Proctor, you were notified,
I am not Trooper Proctor.
I'm sorry. No, you
This is one of the best moments. What do you think? Do you think Alan Jackson playing that moment right there? I think definitely. And then he said his name. This is great right here. Yeah, some people are saying about that last video, that some of the video that we played, that it was from the actual official extraction, whatever. I'm playing the video just because it's the focus tonight. It's these taillight videos, the Sallyport, what actually happened. Who the hell knows, right? That's the point of it all. Who can you trust, especially when they do doctored evidence?
you're not. Sergeant Buchnick.
Sergeant Buchanan.
Buchanan.
How do I say it?
Buchanan.
Bukaki.
I'll give that
Can't-
a shot.
Bukaki. It's Bukaki.
Buchanan.
Yes.
Is that better?
Bukaki.
better.
Is that
Thank you.
better?
If I screw it up again, please.
I'm sorry, I screwed up. It's Bukaki.
On January 29th, you were notified about
It's Proctor
a
and
Boston
Bukaki.
police officer found gravely injured outside the home of 34 Fairview at about 6:40 in the morning. Was that your testimony?
That is not.
What time were you notified?
I was not notified it was a Boston police officer.
So you didn't have that information upon the first notification?
I did not.
Okay, what information did you have?
There was a male party in the snowbank, possibly of a heart attack.
At what point did you learn that the individual was in fact a sworn Boston police officer?
I do not know exactly when I learned that he was a Boston police officer.
I think it was during that day or the following day?
It was most likely that day, either. Yeah.
Fair enough. Trooper Proctor was ultimately assigned as the, what did you call him? Not lead investigator, but case officer?
That's correct.
He was assigned on the 29th, correct?
He was on call from 7 a.m. on January 28th until 7 a.m. on January 29th.
So his assignment was, he was assigned on the 29th because he was on call.
He was on call. His assignment took effect when the schedule came out back in mid-December.
Okay. Well, he wouldn't be assigned to this investigation until there was a need for the investigation.
I think he'd rather be
That's all I'm getting at.
Bukaki than Proctor. Yeah.
I mean, once the call came in, he was the assigned case agent.
Once the calls come in, the person that's on call is automatically assigned that case.
All right. Did you personally, as his supervisor, did you personally respond to 34 Fairview at any point on January 29th?
No, I did not.
Did Trooper Proctor, at your direction or on his own, ever respond to 34 Fairview Road at any time on January 29th?
No, he did not.
Based on your initial investigation, and I'm talking about going way back.
You know what? This is a good one. If you're trying to prove something, you don't stoop to changing a person's name or making fun of it. I'm not trying to prove anything. Number one, I didn't change the person's name. That's kind of just become a thing. I think Aiden Carney actually was the one that coined it. I don't think I was really using it at first. I think that I've used it recently because that guy's earned it. It's a good way to describe him. And we've talked about some of the reasons why. So I don't think I need to prove anything, actually. I think if you're smart and you're looking at what's been going on, this is this guy and his partner, Tully, and Michael Proctor and his wife have threatened a shitload of people, me being one of them. These guys with their little snitch crew, their confidential informants, basically drove me to seek out mental health counselor. They drove me to get a criminal defense attorney, a good one. And I never did anything wrong but report facts. So if you think that is you think that's justified, but me calling him Bukkake, I got nothing to prove. All I got to prove is I don't give a shit. I got my lawyer. They want to come talk to me. Come talk to my lawyer. That's where I'm at with these assholes. They are. So let's be real. I'm not the only one. They've been threatening people for months, showing up at people's houses. You're upset that we called them a name. Shut the hell up. I got called crawfish when I was a kid. Crawdaddy. Like, who gives a shit? Grow the hell up, dude. You ever hear that sticks and stones? You know what breaks bones is when you threaten people with the law with crimes they didn't commit.
Back, Sergeant.
And then your little stitches go around saying they're going to sue everyone. Everyone's getting sued. Everyone's getting a lawsuit. For what? Telling the truth? And you're worried about someone calling somebody a name. They call me jellyfish. I don't give two shits because I'd pin any of them in 2 seconds. Call me jellyfish. I don't care. But if you threaten me with the law, with the power of the state police behind you, then you're worse than Bukkake. He earned that name. You know who I am, Bukkake? I know who you are, buddy. You're Bukkake.
By 10 or 10:30 in the morning, 10:40 in the morning, it was your belief that Mr. O'Keefe had been struck in the face by a person. That was your initial understanding of the circumstances surrounding the investigation, correct?
My initial understanding was that the defendant stated that she hit him. We did not know the.
Sergeant, you hadn't even met.
Boom. We got not just a super chat. This is awesome. The website is slow tonight. I think we might have put it down. The Karen Reed website is like not the fundraiser, the payit2.com. It's not my internet. It's that website. Looks like it's down. DK just sent $9.99. She said, I made $100 donation to Karen's legal fund. The website was slow. Hopefully the website is busy taking donations. Thank you, Mike, for your support and coverage of this trial. # free Karen Reed. You know what, D? You are awesome. Thank you so much. That's what I want to see tonight. I want to see more donations. And if that website is down tonight, we'll hit it in the morning. If it's down tonight, just copy, paste it, bring it up in your browser tomorrow morning. I just came up. We're at 344,416 right now. I'm still waiting for the recent donations to come up. But that website is very slow tonight. But thank you so much, DK. They need that money. They really do right now. This is costing a lot of money, this defense. 230 said, witness referred to him as Bukkake. It's on the record. The doors have been open. Artie Bev. Yeah, the doors got opened. I mean, come on. It got let in. Someone said, "Don't let the bastards get at you." No, they don't get at me. I just, I love to throw it back at them. Screw them. You got upset. Someone called you a name. He called the state trooper a name. Please. Yeah. This too. They played this audio. Carrot on recording said, "My taillight is cracked, and John is pulverized. You are aware Brian and Colin Albert beat him up. Admit it." That was Karen right away. Yeah, someone said, "Wow, worried about the names, worried about the corruption. These MFF mother effers are going down." Karen's legal fund at 344,000. Her goal is set at 500K. So yeah, we need to get to 500K, but let's get to 350 tonight. Let's get there a little bit at a time. And you're right, Julia Albert did call him Bukkake on the stand. And I agree, I think he would rather be called Bukkake than Proctor at this point. I think anyone would. Oh wow, America. Thank you so much. It's $49.99. That's very generous of you on this super chat. Wow, you guys are it's going above and beyond. Thank you so much. 32 super chats tonight. All right, let's play some more of this.
At that point, you hadn't interviewed a single witness by 10:41 in the morning, correct? Not one witness.
That's not correct. We had already interviewed the first responders.
Okay, when I say witness, I'm talking about civilian witnesses. So at 10:41, you hadn't interviewed a person at 34 Fairview or civilians associated with this incident, correct?
At that point, no civilians have been interviewed, no.
But at 10:41, Sergeant, you contacted Good Samaritan Hospital to inform them that, quote, Mr. O'Keefe was struck in the face with a cocktail glass, end quote, correct?
I do not recall contacting Good Samaritan Hospital.
May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you. Please pass the pepper. Thank you so much. I'm glad I stuck with this. Every day. I've felt confident about this ever since I came back to it. And every day I just get more confident.
I'd like you to.
And so don't you guys. I could see it in the chat. I could see it in the numbers rising. This is reality. We're seeing it play out in the court. We're seeing the smoke and mirrors. It's not coming from the defense. It's coming from the prosecution, their witnesses, the state police. And we see the masters. These folks are masters. Jackson and Yannetti and Little and Karen Reed. And it's just going to get worse. You know there's going to be more F-ups like this. I don't even know what this one says, but thank you so much, Lola Blue. I don't even know if I'm going to try to say that one. Thank you. And thank you, Jules the Cat. Love getting the love from Canada. Thank you so much. I love all the international people now. It's amazing. And yeah, we're seeing more contributions come through on the Karen Reed website right now. There we go. I see a comment too. It says YouTube viewers from the Young Jerks are supporting you, Karen. Keep the faith. $10 anonymous. That's awesome. Patty Murphy just dropped 100 over there. Donna Kennedy just dropped 100. It's amazing. Let's keep another 100 from Marianne came in over there and $50 anonymous. The donations keep coming in. We're at 344, 416 on the free Karen Reed Legal Defense Fund. It's pinned at the top of our YouTube chat. Please consider giving a donation there tonight if you can. They're trying to get to 350 tonight, and the goal is 500 total. All right, let's play some more of this video. The super chats, you guys got me talking.
Pay special attention to the second page, the bottom paragraph where it's tabbed in pink.
Look how long he reads this. Good comment says Turtle Boy is the master exposer. You know what's great about this too? I just gotta say, some other things have been happening. Especially since Sean McDonough came on the show, I've been getting a lot of calls, messages, emails from former and current police actually wanting to expose more corruption among their ranks. So I would expect more coverage, maybe for, different cases of it locally. What I love to see that. I love to see that the good cops are watching this show, Sean's show, Turtle Boy. They're watching all of these shows and they're picking the people they trust and they're sending us info, both about this case and other cases of it. And that's exactly what they should be doing. Good cops can clean up the bad cops. If you don't trust your superior, your supervisor to do it, drop a dime to us. And it's really easy to do if you're retired, especially. And a lot of those guys have the goods. So that's been exciting to see. If you're a law enforcement person that's helping get rid of some of the bad police, I applaud you. I just want to, any of the cops listening right now, I really do applaud you. Like for standing up, like Sean McDonough, especially Peter Murphy. There's others out there too. That's exactly what we need. Look how long Bukaki looks at this. And like I said, I'm open. I'll talk to you. I'll take your calls, especially if you're a former or current law enforcement. And I will keep your info safe. I know, right? 2,000 years later, Bukaki gets done reading. Do, 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 do. There's a good comment here from Mizzy. Mizzy's been supporting Sandra Birchmore. She's hoping some more cops will come out on the Sandra Birchmore case. She also alerted me to a hearing on Tuesday about one of those bad cops. We're going to try to see if we can cover that on Tuesday morning. Justice is coming for the bad cops and Sandra Birchmore. Some of them, at least. Thank you, Mizzy. You do great work.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Don't play.
Having reviewed this, does this refresh your recollection that you contacted good?
Don't play the Bukaki dance. You don't want me to play that one tonight? You'll vomit. I don't blame you. The little towel dance he does with his shirt off. Oh my God. It's pretty funny. Like I was a meathead when I was younger, but I would never go there. Maybe with a shirt off, but not the towel between the legs. That just, come on, man. What the hell is he riding a pony? Actually, if you're riding the pony. Lily Rose, thank you so much. She said $9.99. She says, keep up the greatest park, Mike. Okay. I think you mistyped there. Thank you. Thank you for the $9.99. That's the big thing. That's so much. Lily Rose. She said, you're an awesome guy and a great friend. We love you. Oh, thank you so much, Lily. That's very nice of you. You're a great friend too. Raka Fracka. I like that. Raka Fracka, $4.99 says, since he's been reading, they found 34 new pieces of taillight. Seriously. Berkey just happened to drive by again and found 34 more pieces while he was on the stand reading that document.
Samaritan Hospital and gave them an assessment, at least based on your investigation at that time.
That is not true.
What did you say to Good Samaritan Hospital?
I never spoke to Good Samaritan Hospital. That document is from the medical examiner's office.
I'm not asking you where the document is from. I'm asking you if the document says Trooper Yuri Buchanan called back at 10:41 stating the case is now being treated as a suspicion.
The objection sustained.
Did you call back to Good Samaritan Hospital and say that the investigation was being treated as a suspicious due to a domestic situation? Did you say that?
I never spoke to Good Samaritan Hospital.
Did you say that there's a possibility that D was struck in the face with a cocktail glass?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you ever contact any?
I'm randomly laughing right now because Nick Rocco in the chat said he sent me a video that I should play, and I went and looked at the video, and it was Matt McKeeve saying, what was it? It was the song "It's Just Raining Men" playing, and he's like, yes. And then there's Bukkake with his shirt off dancing to "It's Raining Men." That was a funny video. I don't think I'm gonna play that one tonight, but it was pretty funny, Nick. I'm worried about the copyright. The copyright always gets us, and I don't want to chance any strikes with the music, but it's pretty funny. I'm laughing. That was a good video, Nick.
Anybody at any medical facility and indicate that
Someone says
the
play it.
investigation
You can
was
ask
being
Nick. He'll
treated
send
as
it over to you.
suspicious,
Send me a message. I'll forward it to you.
because the victim appeared to have been struck in the face by a cocktail.
Objection.
Allow that. Did you ever say that?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did say that to the medical examiner's operations desk.
Okay, so when I was asking you if you ever sent it to Good Sam, you said, no, that's not true. That's never happened. You were correcting me on the fact that it happened at the medical examiner's office, not at Good Sam.
I responded and answered your question honestly, yes.
Okay, so honestly, you did, in fact, at 10:41 a.m.
Thank you for all the super chats. This just came in from Midnight Moon. They said, I came in knowing nothing about this case. I binge your videos to get information. Shout out to independent journalism. Thank you so much. I guess that's why our numbers keep going up. I'm just astounded, actually, how many views we've been getting in such a short amount of time. It's kind of humbling. I gotta admit, I never thought this would happen. But the thing that I love is I know, like right now, tonight would probably be a members only show if it wasn't for the Karen Reed case. And the reason I say that is I want to keep everything open to get more people aware of what's going on here. And that's even why I'm live tonight, even though it's kind of a celebration, because I feel like we are really seeing the beginning of the end of this thing. This is like collapsing before our eyes in court every day. But I want people to be aware. I want people to, and that's what's really humbling, is I know when those views go up, it really is helping Karen Reed. And it's because of all you guys watching. So anyone who's been part of this, you got to be happy with the time that you spent on it, because it is helping. And it's going to create even a bigger movement too, I believe, after this. Already has. So many people coming together. It's amazing.
Indicate to another professional involved in the investigation that the circumstance was being treated as a physical assault at that point, correct?
I communicated our suspicions to the medical examiner's office.
And that was at 10:41 or thereabouts in the morning, correct?
That's correct.
Your initial investigation during those obviously critical hours, the beginning hours, led you to believe that there was.
Dude, this is great right here. We didn't talk too much about this with Betterow the other night or last night. But this is Alan Jackson basically taking on the medical examiner through Bukkake. And Bukkake's happening to help because he made the call. He was the one who planted information to the medical examiner. And what they planted at first is that, you know, Karen Reed assaulted somehow. That's what they thought. Listen to what he says here.
There was at least a good possibility. You indicated that you made a phone call that it was a physical altercation. that
Physical
led to Donovan's
altercation.
death, correct?
That's correct, yes.
What steps did you take, sir, in those moments?
Isn't it interesting now
Did
they want to say that no physical altercation fight happened, but that's what Bukaki was trying to set up on Kara Reed in the very beginning, because that's what the body looks like. The body looks like there was a physical altercation. Isn't that interesting? It wasn't that there was a motor vehicle pedestrian accident. No. No. It was a physical altercation. Isn't that what the defense is saying likely happened inside the house? But Kevin and all the jokers will pretend that never happened.
Determine whether someone in the house at 34 Fairview may have been involved in that physical altercation that you suspected at the time.
As investigations develop, we followed the evidence and statements made. The steps I took was Trooper Proctor and I proceeded to an eyewitness who was also present at the scene when the victim was discovered and interviewed Ms. McCabe.
And prior to that, prior to interviewing Ms. McCabe, by the way, that was at Ms. McCabe's home, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Even though you believe that there may have been a physical altercation, you didn't ask anybody to come down to the station. Is that right? Any of the witnesses?
That's correct.
And you did not seek to actually go to the physical location of 34 Fairview in those next few hours
That's correct.
or the next few days, correct?
Not myself, no.
As a matter of fact, Trooper Proctor did not either, did he?
No, he did not.
You didn't secure the interior of the house as a potential crime scene. You certainly know how to do that, right?
That's a compound question. Do you want me to answer whether I did it or whether I know how to do it?
Well, I'll ask the question. If you can answer it, please answer it.
Okay.
Can you answer that question?
Joe Biffle tells me to shut up. I just got to say, Joe, George Soros told me that I need to speak more tonight. He said, you need to assert yourself and speak more. I got my marching orders. I'm sorry. George Soros pays the bills over here.
I can answer that question.
Why don't you answer both of them then?
First portion is we did not secure the home as a crime scene. And the second portion, yes, I do know how to do that.
And you didn't, as a Massachusetts State Police official, you didn't secure the outside as a crime scene either, did you?
I did not know.
To your knowledge, nobody else from Massachusetts State Police ever did either, did they?
Yes, they did.
How was that done and when?
When members of our office and the CERT team responded to that location and secured the front yard grass area and processed it.
That was at 5:45, 6 o'clock that night on the 29th?
I believe it was earlier, but I was not present, so I can't testify to the time.
So you don't know personally what they did to quote unquote secure or not secure?
Guys, Joe's all right. We're joking around. Joe and we bullshit a lot. Joe has a running thing that says I work for George Soros. It's okay, guys. He's one of the only ones that I get the jokes. He's fun. He's okay. I appreciate you guys all backing me up though. It's pretty
Crime
cool.
scene. You know they searched it, but in terms of securing it as a crime scene, you don't have personal knowledge to
I was not present.
that. You never took any photos of the interior of the house, correct?
I did not know.
You never caused CSSS to go inside the house and process that house as a potential crime scene, correct?
I did not know.
No forensic criminalist at your direction ever went into 34 Fairview.
No, they did not.
And the people that you interviewed on January 29th, you already mentioned Miss McCabe.
It's
The other
raining,
people
man.
were her husband, Matt McCabe, correct?
That's correct.
And her brother-in-law, Brian Albert. Is that right?
Ask
That is
Nick
correct.
to
And
link
all three
the
of them were
video in the
interviewed
super chat.
where?
They were interviewed at the McCabe residence.
Now, yesterday when you testified, did you indicate that Brian Albert was not present in the home when you interviewed Matt McCabe and Jennifer McCabe?
He was not present in the dining room when we were interviewing each individual separately.
So if all three of them testified that he arrived before you arrived, they would all be wrong.
I did not see him in the home when we arrived, no.
Yeah, isn't that amazing too? I'm glad Kate C commented. She said, I'm reading the Barstool article while I listened to #1 fan Bukkake nuke himself under oath in the background is sweet poetic justice. Seriously, Barstool Sports and David Portnoy. Bukkake is like such a fanboy of them. He follows Portnoy around. And here is Barstool Sports. Here's our video about Bukkake from last night on Barstool Sports. I hope Bukkake enjoyed it as much as we did. It was great. Thank you, Bukkake. It was always my dream to get in Barstool Sports.
I want to switch gears real quick to a couple of the physical items that you testified about yesterday, specifically the gray shirt or the gray hoodie and the orange shirt. You and Trooper Proctor collected both of those items you indicated from the floor of the hospital at Good Samaritan, correct?
That's correct.
You testified that you and Trooper Proctor immediately bagged both of those items. They were sort of sopping wet, I think you said.
That's correct.
You indicated that the bags were so wet that you had to take the items back out of the bags and then lay them out on, I think you said, butcher paper. Is that right?
The items were soaked and wet. They were bagged, double bagged, to prevent leakage of.
I gotta say, people are saying they like Barstool or they hate Barstool. Like I don't really, I'm not in the Barstool demographic. Let's put it that way. But I like some of the people, especially the locals. Jerry Thornton has always been cool. And I even though I haven't always agreed with his politics and his takes and all that, I like and respect to a degree Kirk Minahan. I've been entertained by him. So I like some of the locals, definitely. Some of the people associated with them, I'm kind of friendly, a little bit friendly, maybe. I don't know. I guess I always cheer for the locals. I like that even though I think Dave's been a meathead at times, he's also done a lot of good stuff. He is funny, and I like he's a local. He doesn't live here anymore, but he grew up. He's a North Shore kid like me, so you got to respect too what he did.
Physiological fluids and the moisture coming off of it. And then once they were transported to the office, they were laid out on butcher paper in order to dry naturally.
So you went from Good Samaritan directly to Dighton, correct?
That is correct.
And then you went from Dighton directly to the Canton Police Department, after which you had seized the vehicle, correct? And the phone.
We seized the phone and the vehicle in Dighton and then followed the tow truck straight to the Canton Police Department.
So at some point, if you had received or gathered the wet clothing at Good Sam, went from Good Sam to Dighton Canton PD, at what point that evening did you finally get those items of clothing out and laid out to dry?
It was late that night, around 10 or so.
So where were the items in the meantime?
They were stored in the back passenger compartment of my pickup truck.
In those double bags?
Correct.
Who took control of the items to then lay them out late that night at the office?
I do not recall.
Was that you or Trooper Proctor?
I don't recall. I don't remember.
At some point, obviously, it was getting late. You'd been on duty for a long time that day. You went home at some point, correct?
At some point, yes.
Did you wait for those clothes to dry before you went home, or did you leave that in Trooper Proctor's hands?
No, once they were laid out in the processing area in the office, we went home.
Okay. Who would have controlled those items of evidence when you left?
Well, they're under lock and key within the secure area of the district attorney's office, so they're secured. Nobody's in physical control watching guard over them.
Who had access to that area?
This is a question I just saw. It said, do you think that the dog attack may have actually been a cover-up of the bashing in case all this mess failed? I don't think so. I mean, who the hell knows? But I don't think they were that intelligent. I think it just all happened. I think their dog was unruly. They probably didn't have good control of the dog, and if a fight breaks out, dogs are going to go after the person they don't know. It seems likely that's the scenario that happened to me. Booze and ego, fight happens, dog jumps into it. But who knows, right? We weren't
Troopers
there.
in our office.
Meaning you, obviously.
Yes.
Supervisor. Super Proctor as well, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Ultimately, given the fact that he was the case officer, sort of in charge, the lead, he would have bagged those items up, been responsible for taking those items, tagging them, getting them stored wherever they needed to be stored properly.
Someone's asking about Soros. Yeah, it's a joke. It's a running joke on the show. Do you actually, Birdie 81, do you think that George Soros is paying me?
Process, correct?
As a case officer, he could direct other people to perform those tasks for him. The evidence officers in the office log in the evidence, and once it was dried, it was sealed up, bagged, and put into storage. As far as who actually performed those tasks, I do not know.
Well, yesterday, Your Honor, may I approach the course, right? There's a couple of evidence.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Thank you.
Sidebar. Yeah, I hope the dog expert is allowed. I don't see how that they can't let the dog expert in. I don't think Bev's going to exclude that. Birdie doesn't know if
Not
this is a
vision
joke.
contest.
Come on,
I'll
Birdie, use your head.
to you in just a second, but just
I shouldn't have to explain the jokes to you. He says, funded by Soros joke. What do you think? Come on. Think George Soros is actually funding me? Come on. I get funded by the audience. I was nobody until the audience. For like decades.
familiarity's sake, do you recognize these two bags as bags that you brought to court with you yesterday?
They look familiar, yes.
Okay, this one has a 437 on it on my right. The one on my left has a 438 on it. May I approach it briefly?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you to open those. Don't worry about gloving up at this point. The bag on your left, which one is that? 437 or 438?
The bag on my left is 437.
437. Okay. And you indicated that those items were bagged after the clothing was dried and then ultimately processed in, logged in, correct?
Once the items dried, they were bagged and logged in, waiting processing, yes.
But you didn't personally do that.
No, I did not, no.
Matter of fact, looking at the bag on your right, what's been marked as exhibit 430, help me, 438, thank you. That one has some writing on it, correct?
Yes, it has a lot of.
This is a good comment right here. If you think Soros controls the stream, you should stop watching. I mean, the only way you could even say I have any like Soros angle back in the day was the cannabis thing, because he did support cannabis legalization. But if you look at what I was involved in, I was actually opposed to the. I mean, I wasn't really opposed in the end, but I kind of did fight it. I didn't like the way it's even set up in Massachusetts. The George Soros way of setting up legal cannabis. I wasn't really a fan of it. Too big money. So even there, the only times I really had any kind of real, what do you call that? Real, I don't know, like any type of proximity to George Soros, I didn't even agree with him on that. So even though we both agreed no one should be arrested for it. You know, George Soros is like a lot of these guys. It's all about the money. All about the money. Me, I've been all about the people. And it's weird for me now because there is kind of money involved. People are sending us money all the time, which is I had to wrap my head around that. That was another reason why I wanted to take a break. Because when money gets involved in things, you have to make sure that you're going to stick to your convictions, what your goals were. And that's all I'm doing. If the money's there or not. That's the way I've always been too. My show too in the past, we were a lot of times like we first started out, it was just streaming audio only on internet stations. And we'd have like live studios with them and have guests in, and the station would get sponsors. And so many times they would bring in these big companies to sponsor my show because it was kind of the leading show on their networks. And so many times the sponsors would be shady and I'd blow them up. I'd bag them on the air and we would lose them. So that's what I like about this, the way things work now. Community, I don't need any sponsors. I don't need anybody that I don't want backing us. I don't have to burn anyone that wanted to give us money to use our credibility. None of that. It's just people either support us or they don't. I like that. I like the audience. That's what's so beautiful about what we do now and what you guys do for us. We don't need any big sponsors.
A lot of handwriting on it, yes.
And whose handwriting is that?
I don't know.
You've seen Super Proctor's handwriting 1,000 times, I guess, correct?
Not 1,000 times, but
Does it look like his writing?
it says Trooper Proctor on it. But other than that, I do not know.
I'm a
what Trooper
Taurus. I'm a
Proctor's handwriting
bull.
looks like.
All right. It indicates that Trooper Proctor is the one that bagged that item or those items up, correct?
Yes, this bag indicates that the item was collected by Trooper Proctor on 129
Right.
at 10.
And it says Brockton, correct?
Good Samaritan Hospital in Brockton, yes.
That was, you just took the question out of my mouth. That's where Good Samaritan Hospital is, correct?
That's correct.
And there's a tag or a printed label, looks like a label maker of some sort, that is on that physical bag, correct?
Yes.
Before we get to that, what's the description on that bag in handwriting?
I'm sorry. Can you be specific as to description of what or?
Where it says description of items.
You're getting major traction tonight, Joe. In the chat.
Description of enclosed
job.
evidence?
Correct.
It says 1 orange T-shirt, 1 gray long sleeve shirt.
Okay. So may I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Before I do that, just so I close this loop, what's the description on the bag to your left, the one that looks like it's less sprinkled?
Number 437.
Yes, if you would read the same clothing description.
The description of enclosed evidence states sweatshirt with recovered items inside container.
Birds
May I
aren't
approach?
real.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just they're not real.
Yesterday when you opened, keep my voice up. Yesterday when you opened these two bags, this one, 437, has the gray sweatshirt in it. 438 has the orange T-shirt in it now, correct?
That's what was in the bag, yes.
All right. However, the bag indicates at one point, this bag, 438, the physical bag I'm holding in my left hand, had both the sweatshirt and the T-shirt together, correct?
That's what the description is. I do not know if that was in case or in fact the case.
The reason you don't know is because you're not the one that bagged it. Trooper Proctor did, correct?
The reason I don't know is I wasn't present during the separation of those items, and I did not observe it taking place, nor was I made aware of how the items were separated or when.
You are aware, however, that tag that's on the label maker looking tag, the white tag that's on that bag indicates that indicates a date of February 4th, correct?
You'd have to bring that back up.
I'm sorry.
I didn't take note of that.
My fault. Mayor, Your Honor,
Yes.
let's direct your attention to the tag and the date associated with that tag.
The label maker tag does have the date February 4th, 2022 on bag number exhibit 438.
May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Yep.
That's obviously 6 days after the item was actually recovered on the 29th, correct?
Yes, it is.
So that indicates, at least based on that tag, that that item was not booked into evidence and processed until 6 days after it was actually recovered on the floor at Good Samaritan Hospital. Is that right?
The date indicates February 4th, 2022.
Right. And that date would be indicative, in your experience, of the date that it's moved into processing by some other folks, the evidence sergeants or whomever, or the evidence officers rather, or whomever, correct?
Let me
I
answer this question real quick. Betterow gets this a lot. Joseph had the question again. Any chance the state is purposely going forward with the case to expose all these clowns to the feds? No, no chance in hell. This is all about defending against the federal case, which is it is insane because it's not working. It's making it worse for them. But that's why they're going forward. I know. You would think the opposite, Joe, but they are not setting people up. The state is not setting people up. They're trying to defend the criminals. Ask Bob says, Mike, every citizen of Canton and beyond should watch your narrated video of Burkewitz retirement party. It was epic and will be legend. You tell the story of corruption in such a profound way. I will never forget it. That was a good night. Okay, I admit it. It's on a little bit of a roll that night. Yeah, people should check that video out. I agree. It's a good video if you especially if you're new to the case and new to the I'm trying to think of that word, milieu. You know, basically the surrounding culture in the town of Canton among the police and the federal agencies and the state agencies. Watch that video. It's a good video to watch. I agree. And I think I did have some good commentary that night. Thank you so much, Bob. I wish I could be as consistent like that, Bob, and deliver that kind of content every time. That's my goal. Tonight we're just having fun. Tonight is just for me to have a little fun with a couple thousand of you, watch some video, and then we'll get back to the serious business during the week. Sunday night, I might do a show. We might have some guests. We'll see. So let's play a little more video here.
Can't speak to their procedures as far as when they print the date. That date could be when they printed the label, but the bag might have been tagged otherwise. I do not know that.
But there's no other tag on that bag that suggests an earlier date, correct?
There's just that one tag from the label maker.
Everyone
My
likes
question
the
to you,
guests. I love
if
it.
you know, sir, and you may not know, is what was happening to these items between
BLT says, Michael, great coverage, great guest. Tell us when Sean and Mark are going to be your guests. Mazza, too, obviously. You got me to send $100 to the Karen Reed Defense Fund just now. So you owe me that guest list soon. Free Karen Reed. We'll be working on it. You know, the big thing is it's not about me so much, even though my schedule is crazy. I'll make it work. It's going to be about Sean. Definitely. Because Sean's got his show that he does every night. And he's also got the Dylan show he does. And he has a wife. And I know all about that. When you do too much and you have a family, you got to balance it. So it's really going to be about Sean and Betterow, but we'll make it happen eventually. I just don't know when. Thank you so much, BLT. Because I want it just as much as you do. And I know it will happen because those guys like each other. I know already. So we'll make it happen. And I'll let them know, too, that you, especially Sean, I'll let Sean know that you gave $100 to the Karen Reed Defense Fund to make it happen. That will probably encourage him to make it happen more quickly. Donna, Texas Red, just became a member. We had a lot of new members tonight, and just the last few days. Thank you so much. Let's get through this video.
January 29th, after you lost sight of them that night on the butcher paper, and February 4th, when that tag indicates that they were first processed.
To the best of my knowledge, those
See, I got to address the super chat. They think that George Soros funds both sides. I don't believe that for a second, actually. I think George Soros funds, like Obama, the progressive agenda. I mean, I don't think he funds the Republicans. Let's put it that way. Just call me, you know, there are other people like the Koches that they like the Republicans. There's different factions out there. He's a billionaire. I mean, I don't think George Soros is an evil, bad man like a lot of people do with the conspiracy theories, but he is a billionaire. I think once you get $1 billion, you kind of have to question it. Like, is that too much? Should any one person have that much money or that much power? Especially with people dying of hunger, and got to question it. Even the supposed good billionaires.
items are drying on the butcher paper.
But I don't think he
For
funds
6
both sides.
days?
If that's what the label maker says, yes, for 6 days. They were soaking wet.
And those would have been certainly accessible to and in the possession of the lead case officer in the case, was Trooper Proctor, right?
Yes, if Trooper Proctor needed to review those items, he would have
Yes,
access to
Dylan's
those
channel
items.
is the alternate
And
corner.
you're
Thank you so
also
much.
aware that the
Does a great
first-
job. I like Dylan. Check out the alternate corner. Does some great work. He gave us a super chat the other night too with Sean. He's a good guy. I like Dylan a lot.
Actual log of any chain of custody for those items is March 14th, when they were finally submitted 6 weeks later to the crime lab.
That is not true. The first actual log of those items is when we collected them from the hospital.
Where's the log? I'm talking about a physical log, like sign in, sign out log. Where's the log?
It's documented in the reports saying that we collected them.
I know that there's a report. Anybody can write a report, right? I could write a report. Doesn't mean anything. I'm asking for a log.
You know, it's funny because I would love to have Dylan on the show. The same thing with Broken Baker, which I had recently on the show. The problem with that is, like, I like to do sometimes the later shows, even at 6 o'clock. It's at midnight over there. I feel bad when I had the Broken Baker on the other night. It was like a week or two ago. We started at 6, but it was midnight there. So, you know, to ask them to, even though I know they'll get a lot of listeners and will help their channel, I still kind of feel bad, like asking them to do late shows, wake up in the middle of the night. It's rough. But maybe we'll do it. We'll see. And my schedule, I can't really do earlier shows. I'm always working.
Objection.
So the objection sustained.
Yeah, I heard he had Turtle Boy on this morning.
Obviously, when
have to
items
watch
move
that.
in and out of people's custody in an official capacity for the Massachusetts State Police, there's a log of that, correct?
It's documented. Yes,
Or at least it should be, correct?
it's documented.
Yeah, Broken Baker is amazing too. I like him a lot.
Of these items before March 14th.
It's documented in the report.
There is no log, is there, Sergeant?
I do not know.
I do not know. I
I
heard
wanna
that
talk
a
little
few
bit
times.
about some searches that Mr. Lally asked you about February 4th and February 10th, very specifically.
What sort of work do I do? I'm a dog walker. I run a dog walk business and dog sit. And I've been slammed recently. And that's why I'm kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm a little relaxed tonight. And even though I'm like overtired, it's because like all my dog sits basically end. I have one that's kind of starting tomorrow, but it's not the craziest one. I've just been too crazy. So I'm feeling like, you know how you just get through a marathon of work? That's where I'm at right now. I'm really I'm gonna have a good weekend. Gonna have a very good weekend.
Both of those searches you were involved with out at 34 Fairview, correct?
Correct.
But Sergeant, you didn't personally write a report about your conduct.
I do not know. I can't recall.
In other words, you didn't go back to the station and generate a report yourself?
I don't recall doing that, no.
I do not recall.
There were no photos that you took of the items at the location.
I did,
Somebody else took photos, correct?
I did not take photos of the items.
Okay. And the first report that indicates anything that happened or was recovered at the location on either February 4th or February 10th, that was first notated in a report dated November 4th, 2023, year and a half, year and several months later, correct?
If you say so, I do not know the exact date. That report would have to be presented to me.
May I approach?
Yes.
You don't have to read the whole thing, but if you can skip to the part that talks about the February 4th and February 10th searches. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you're finished already. What's the date of that? Well, let me ask a foundational question. Does that refresh your recollection as to the date of the report that actually talks about the February 4th and February 10th searches?
It does.
And what's the date of that report, sir?
This report is dated November 4th, 2023.
Thank you. May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, as it relates to those two searches, I'd like to ask you a little bit about the February 4th search first. You indicated that you actually responded to 34 Fairview personally, correct?
I was responding to that location on my own. I personally responded, yes.
Wow, my mods are so awesome. I'm just in awe of my moderators. Look at Stephanie. She's not only helping, this is what MJ does too. They embarrass me. They work for us. They help us in our chat. They moderate our chat. And then they buy everyone memberships. Thank you so much, Stephanie. She just gifted 10 memberships to a bunch of you. 10 of you are becoming new members. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And Lola Blue just became a member too. Thank you.
Okay. That was because you had received information that Chief Burkewitz had seen something or found something. Is that right? Chief Burkewitz from Canton PD.
That is not correct, no.
Okay. So when you got there, was Chief Burkewitz there?
Yes, he was.
You just happened to go by 34 Fairview at the exact same time on the exact same date
Yeah.
as Chief Burkewitz? Or
The mods
was
are
that
great.
coordinated in some way?
I love our mods.
There was no coordination between me and Chief Burkewitz. As I testified, I had directed the troopers to go by the location. I plan to go by.
Yes, now everyone has to thank George Soros. He actually paid for those memberships. He gave Stephanie the money for it. The mods are on the take. Mac Dickles, you got it. Thank you, Mac Dickles. That was a good comment. I enjoyed that one. My mods, they wonder why they're working for free. Soros is funding them. I love this chat. I love you guys. Make me crack up. I can't even play the video. I'm cracking up.
Location in the morning on the way to the office and in the afternoon on the way home, just to see if any more items would reveal themselves. So that morning, I was actually traveling to that location in order to conduct a view of the area to see if any more evidence had been revealed. Prior to my arrival, approximately while I was on Chapman Street, I received a call indicating that Chief Burkewitz was at the location, yes.
This is funny right here. This comment came in about Yellow Cottage trying to get money for his cancer fund. That's why he went rogue to the opposition. Just more views, more money. Why else is he so invested? Well, it's not working. His views are way down. I disagree that it was about views so much or money. I think there was a certain point where he was getting some McAlbert money. I really do think that happened. But I think it's about ego. And I think that Sean on the golf is right. It was just that Turtle Boy got to him. And Kevin was probably someone who was bullied when he was younger. So it really bothered him when, Turtle Boy gave him a little business. And I think it's just stubbornness, ego. He thinks he's smarter than everyone. Look at him. He talks all the time how everyone else is a zombie. How everyone else is stupid. When I hear that from anybody, I just assume that person has a superiority complex. And that's what Kevin is. He thinks he's superior to everyone else. Most people who think they're superior to everyone else are dumb. Let's be serious. The most intelligent people usually don't think they're they usually don't think they're that smart. They may realize they're more intelligent maybe than the average person, but they realize that we're limited. We're not genius even when we are geniuses is what I'm saying. It's all relative intelligence. So, when you think you're a genius, usually you're not. And that's what I think Kevin suffers from. I think he thinks he's the smartest guy. He's got it all figured out. But it's just in this case is obvious. You don't need to be smart to know what's going on. You just need to pay attention. Follow the evidence where it goes. Kevin, no, he's got to be the smart guy. He's got to be the guy that says, no, it didn't happen this way. I know I'm the smartest guy.
And was there
That's
also
Kevin.
Officer Lank, Sergeant Lank?
I do not know Sergeant Lank was there, no.
Okay. Chief Burkewitz certainly was there.
Yes,
And Chief Burkewitz
Yeah, no
indicated that
common
as he
sense,
was
though.
driving by, he saw
Narcissist.
the glass.
Another
Yes.
that's
And stopped the
superiority
car and then
complex.
started making phone
Narcissism.
calls.
I believe that's what he indicated to the caller, yes.
Did you question Chief?
Look at how
Burkewitz
much
about
how many
why was
times he
driving by
uses the word
location?
I too in his little screeds that he writes, and how he puts other people down as being stupid. I mean, it is. It's all narcissism.
First question.
Absolutely not.
Okay, you knew at that point that the Canton Police Department had been recused because of at least an appearance or potential for a conflict of interest, correct?
I knew they recused themselves due to only in respect to interviews. They didn't want to conduct interviews with us side by
Well,
side.
I mean, if there's a conflict of interest, Sergeant, or department.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I feel like Kevin's probably really his best days are running a bar. And let's be serious. And there's nothing wrong with that. For the average person, that would be fine. But for someone like Kevin, that's not enough deep down. You know what I mean? So I think that there's a lot to that. Microdots. I think you're right on the mark. Sad.
Investigation, correct?
I'm not going to speak to conflict of interest, but yes, conducting an interview is just one aspect of the investigation.
Emotional IQ is huge. That's like the number one indicator of successful people. And most of us, even, I'd say myself, emotions a lot of times is what it screws you. Self-sabotage. At a certain point, you got to stop self-sabotaging. I think Kevin is self-sabotaging. Dude, all he had to do was stick to what he was doing, which was just follow the facts. Instead, he had to be that contrarian. And look where it brought him. Sometimes I feel bad for him, but I don't. I really don't. How awful he's been to Karen. Can't feel bad for him.
Yes.
So is it your testimony that your understanding was they couldn't conduct interviews, but they could collect evidence, store evidence, write search warrants, get returns on search warrants, execute search warrants, conduct searches? They could do all that, but not conduct interviews?
My understanding was they were recusing themselves from conducting interviews. They still allowed us to use their facilities. We utilized their conference room to conduct interviews. There was evidence being stored at their Sallyport, being the vehicle. So that was my understanding.
It's funny. Our show started where we could just talk about stuff like Kevin and different names. Now people are up here like, who's Kevin? It's totally fine. We have a lot of new people who aren't familiar with every detail of the Karen Reed universe. Kevin is a guy called Yellow Cottage Tales. He used to support Karen Reed, and he flipped, and he's just obnoxious. He's one of the leaders of the anti-Karen Reed. He's got like a couple hundred people that watch his YouTube show. He's on Court TV. He makes an ass out of himself. That's who Kevin is. He's a local guy in Massachusetts who used to be a bartender. And you're not missing much, except laughter. We have a lot of laughter at Kevin.
You knew that the entire
Lot of good comedy from Kevin.
had recused itself because of a familiarity between one of their members,
I don't know. Are you lucky not to know Kevin, or because I have like, I don't know. At a certain point, Kevin brings me a lot of joy laughing at him. You know what I mean? Kevin can't say Turtle Boy is right. I know he'll never say it. So I enjoy Kevin, especially all the comedy, like the Taillight Whisperer. There's so many good videos of Kevin, the parody videos, of the dancing videos, when he gets creepy with the girls, where he talks about the soccer moms and the perfume and how people will be able to smell Jen McCabe's, the soccer mom's perfume, the jury will. His creepiness is funny. It just and when he slurps his drinks, this is Kevin when he's drinking his thing on the show. I mean, the amount of laughter I got watching the Galera do the content fountain. What do we call it? He called it the content fountain. That is Kevin Plevin. His laughter was just awesome. So much good laughter from Kevin.
I knew that was the connection between them. Yes.
And you understood.
I'm
sir,
sorry. I hope I
that
didn't gross
they were
everyone out with that
agency
slurp.
was to have nothing, from an investigative standpoint, nothing to do with this investigation, correct?
They were not conducting the investigation. No.
Matter of fact, Trooper Proctor and you supervising him.
Yeah, I
y'all were
don't really
conducting
feel
the
bad for him.
Right?
I fucking hate the slurping.
Our
I know,
office was
right?
conducting the
I
investigation.
like to do it,
So
but I
did
don't
you
like to
find
listen to it.
unusual or suspicious
It
in
is
any way
gross. Sorry. I hope I
that
didn't
the
drive
chief
everyone away with
police
my
with the
slurping tonight.
conflicted Canton PD
My imitation of Kevin.
person
So easy.
driving by 34 Fairview looking for evidence?
Objection.
Can you answer that question, Sergeant?
Kevin is very
She
creepy. If
would
I
have
was
to
a woman,
repeat it.
I'd be
There's
very
so much
afraid of
I
Kevin.
can't.
It was a little wording. I'll try it again. Did you find that suspicious?
Which part? You have to repeat the whole thing.
That Chief Burkewitz from the conflicted Canton PD was at 34 Fairview looking for evidence?
The way you posed the question, I did not find it suspicious at all. He's the chief of the police in the town where he works, and he's driving down the street. I mean,
People say I'm promoting Plevin. People are gonna go look for his channel now. Yeah, but you know what? If they have some comedy and laughter, I don't watch it. I think most people, if you watch one episode of Kevin, you won't want to watch anymore. It's just bad. It's terrible. He's not a good. I mean, he's got kind of an interesting voice, but he's just such a clown. I can't watch him. I would suggest watching me. I would even suggest watching him to troll him because that's all he has right now. Like he might have 200 people watching his stream. Half of them hate him. So maybe the half that hate him shouldn't even watch him. I mean, just let him have his 100.
that's not suspicious.
With a conflict of interest on the
They're
very
all
case
McAlberts watching
he's
him.
driving by.
Objection.
Sustained.
Oh my God.
You certainly knew as a
And
supervisor. over the case
Kevin did
officer.
an accident reconstruction video with the taillight, and it was on the wrong side of the car. And they played it on court TV like 3 times. And now apparently someone said he's launching a new accident reconstruction this week. He's invested all his membership fees into it. I don't know if that's a parody, a joke, or real. I would not doubt it. I mean, that's how much of a joker he is. I mean, that video is so laughable. Kevin is a skinwalker. Solomon Gundy, thank you for the donation. Everyone wants to talk about Kevin. See, we have fun with Kevin. Yellow Cottage trying to get money for his cancer fund. Oh, we already read that one. Kevin is fun. Then he wanted to come on the show and he wanted to invite me on his show. He got all mad. He had a hissy fit. Said I was afraid I was a jellyfish because I wouldn't go on his show. And then everyone else canceled on
Any
him.
involvement by Canton Police Department, given the fact that there's a potential conflict, any involvement by them could compromise your otherwise clean investigation. You knew that, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Did Chief Burkewitz disclose to you that morning on February 4th that he had been communicating with Brian Higgins and Brian Albert, 2 witnesses on your case that morning?
Objection.
Sustained.
If you knew information about communication between and among Canton PD and your witnesses, you would find that inappropriate, would you not?
Objection.
Sustained.
You returned to the scene on February 10th, is that right? To conduct another search, you said.
I was present on the 10th, yes.
Who dispatched you back to, or did anybody dispatch you back to that location on February 10th? How did you end up there is a better way to ask it.
Yeah, you know the
February
guy.
10th,
That's
just
him.
like previous days, we made plans to go to the location in the morning, in the afternoon, drive by. I was on my way to work and to home. So I traveled that route on purpose. And as evidence revealed itself due to the natural melting of the snow, we would stop and collect the visible evidence.
You believe at this point, sir, that whatever you might collect at the scene would obviously be important, correct?
Anything we collected that had evidentiary value or presented itself as somehow related to the
It was a question that came in. What is the court schedule for the rest of the month? I don't have it, but I know next week it's all full days except for Tuesday. No court Tuesday. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, full days next week, which will be exciting. It's going to be a big week. Monday morning it's going to be very interesting with this guy still standing on the cross. What is this one? Soros shorted the pound and capitalized on the savings of countless working people, breaking the Bank of England. Not sure how he became a folk hero. There you go. That's what I mean. He definitely did do those things. So that's how he became a billionaire, isn't it? But I'm not saying he's like some evil controlling guy controlling all the governments on both sides. I don't believe that at all. But I believe he's a billionaire, and I believe that he did play some financial games. Yeah. Like I said, most billionaires aren't great people. Usually to get that rich, you have to, screw over a bunch of people, a lot of people.
the crime or the incident would be collected.
And it would be important to the investigation, right? You treat it as important.
It is a point, yes.
Yeah, I
So
love
my
this.
question is,
The defense fund
was
keeps going up.
especially
Let's keep raising money tonight for Karen's defense fund. I'm trying to bring it up again. We're up over 345,000 apparently. Their website is being a little wonky tonight. So if you don't get it tonight, just copy the link, email it to yourself. So you see the email first thing in the morning, and you make a donation if you can't get on there tonight. We want to get up over 350. We're almost there. We're 5,000 away. So if we can't do it tonight, let's do it tomorrow morning. And the goal is 500. We got to keep trying to raise money for Karen Reed. Thank everyone who's been donating tonight.
to the February 10th search, where there were multiple items found,
345,056 right now.
and actually either mark with GPS coordinates or measure with cross coordinates exactly where each item of evidence was found?
We did not do that. We had collected so much evidence already, and so much has been documented at that point, that we did not contact crime scene services to come back out and photograph more shards of glass. And
I want to thank some of the recent donators on the Karen Reed Defense Fund, which is pinned in our YouTube chat. I see Nina Combs just shouted us out with Mark Betterow and Sean McDonough and some other people she loves, the lawyer, Andrea Burkhart. Thank you so much. I thank everyone who's been donating tonight to us and the Karen Reed Defense Fund. Thank you so much.
plastic. We simply collected it for processing.
I'm going to step out for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Location of those items was not
I'm going to continue.
of that great importance to you, at least at that time?
It was of great importance as to the fact that it was located in the vicinity where the victim was found and in the vicinity of other items located of the same characteristic, shape, size, and color.
So that's my question. What is vicinity?
In the area,
Okay, what does area mean?
it's a location, specific location.
Okay, are we talking about, if we do this all day, I guess, are we talking about an area of 5 feet or an area of 50 feet?
Based on where the items were recovered, we're talking about an area approximately of 30 square feet between the roadway into the grass. It's the,
We saw photographs, Sergeant, of items that were butted up against a fire hydrant in one instance, correct? Is that yes?
that's correct, yes.
A drinking straw that's out in the road, correct?
That's correct.
Another shard of glass that's in the grass,
That's
closer to
correct.
the flagpole, correct?
Correct.
A hat that's under the stove, adjacent to the left side of the flagpole, correct? I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was closer to the electrical box, wasn't it?
No, the pictures documented where the hat was. It was to the right of the flagpole.
So these shards of glass, the point I'm asking is, did you seek to use basic cross coordinates, measurements from something that you know is a known object, like for instance, I don't know, a flagpole or a fire hydrant? 27 inches to the north and a foot and a half to the south of those two known points, that would give you a cross coordinate, correct?
It would document the exact location, correct?
And you did not do that with any of these items, correct?
The items that were not photographed were not also GPS located, but they were within the same vicinity of where the other items were collected.
But again, now we're back to the same question. Your word for vicinity might be different than my word for vicinity, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
When you recover these items or any other items, it's obviously important to memorialize on the evidence bag or in some other way exactly where they're found, who found them, the date, time, etc. Correct?
We do the best we can to document all known information on each evidence item bagged at the time.
And in terms of the February 10th search, I want to just ask you a couple of quick questions about that evidence bag. Did you bag the items into a single evidence bag that you found that day, or do you recall?
I would have to see the bag. If you have those available, I'll take a look. I can answer.
With the court's permission, exhibit, I think it's 310, that was entered into evidence yesterday. I'd like to display that.
Okay.
You're looking at a photograph of what was previously entered into evidence as 310. Can you see that from where you're at? I don't have the evidence bag with me, so if you don't, I can certainly ask the space to enlarge it.
If you can enlarge it, please.
Just the portion to the right. Madam Mayor, approach.
Yes.
I didn't realize I've got a photograph of it.
Do you need the lights on, Sergeant?
Please. Thank you.
Should make it easier. Sergeant, have you been able to familiarize yourself with that evidence bag?
With the photograph, yes.
Okay, thank you. Taking a look at that evidence bag, it has the information on it, has your name is collected by, correct?
Correct.
The date of collection is February 10th, is that right?
That's what it says, yes.
Okay. And it indicates multiple pieces of red, black, and clear plastic, right? It actually says 6 pieces of red, black, and clear plastic, correct?
That's correct.
But that is not an evidence bag that was filled out by you.
I did not fill that bag out, no.
As a matter of fact, that's Trooper Proctor's handwriting.
I do not know what Trooper Proctor's handwriting is. I cannot confirm that that's his handwriting.
But it's not your handwriting.
It is not my handwriting, no.
So
Now, come on. He doesn't know whose handwriting that is. He worked with a guy he supervised where they write tons of reports. Come on, man. Come on. Full of shit. You're so full of shit, Bukaki. Full of it. He didn't know the handwriting of Michael Proctor, a guy that he's worked with for a number of years. They fill out reports. He supervises them. Come on. You friggin' liar, dude.
Are you aware that this particular bag, that
Lying
bag
Popeye.
that contained those 6 items,
Lying
of
Bukaki.
plastic material that you already deemed was incredibly important to the investigation, was never brought into any evidence until March 14th?
I mean, let's make some comments right now on it. Helena Rafferty had video edited to remove the comments made by Brian Higgins at the Burkewitz retirement party. She hasn't told her citizens who are paying her tax, who are paying taxes that pay her salary, what was said at that retirement party. That's a major conflict of interest right there. She should not be renewed. Her contract should not be renewed. It's pretty obvious. That renewal should not go through.
That they could have submitted to the crime lab?
I was not aware of that, no.
We can take that down. Thanks. If I may approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Nick really wants me to play these videos. Nick, I already got a copyright strike. I'm not going to play any copyright music without checking it out first. I'd have to do a test run of it. I'll check your other message, see if you said anything else without copyright music. But if it's copyrighted music, I'm not chancing it alive. Just can't do it. I don't want to lose my channel over it.
You're welcome.
They're getting really weird on YouTube.
Did you ever draft a report yourself documenting the recovery of those 6 items and the other 14 items that you said that you found on the same date, February 10th?
I did not, no.
Did you leave that assuming that Trooper Proctor would document that?
Objection.
Sustained. Ask it differently.
I'll ask it another way if I can. Did you believe that you didn't need to write a report, Sergeant, because Trooper Proctor would take care of that?
I knew that it would be documented. It was already documented on the actual bag as far as who collected it, when, where, what it was, and a report eventually would be authored on it.
But the where, for all these very intricate pieces, the where is left to 3430 on that, correct?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Is that right?
The general vicinity location of the other items collected and documented with photographs was consistent with the same locations this was collected.
I want to shift gears for just a second. Well, actually, I want to ask one final question about that item. Based on the documentation that you just mentioned, that it's documented on the bag, and if the bag is presented to the crime lab on on March 14th, some 5 weeks later, those items were completely unaccounted for from a log standpoint for the entire time from when they were collected until they were booked at the crime lab, correct?
Objection.
Sustained. Ask it differently.
Possession of those items for those 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Are you talking about the items that were just displayed on the screen?
I am, sir.
I did not.
Now I'd like to shift gears to a ring video that you saw yesterday. It's in Exhibit 6, video number 153. That may mean nothing to you. It's the 5:07 a.m. video of Miss Reed's car pulling out of the One Meadows garage. Do you remember that video?
I do.
Okay. You indicated yesterday on under questioning by Mr. Lally that Miss Reed's car came in contact with or close to coming in contact with the other vehicle, the Traverse, in the video. Is that right?
the video, as I watched the video, I observed the vehicle come near Mr. O'Keefe's car.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about. With the court's permission, may we play that video one more time?
Okay.
Yes, if you can pull that up, and then I'm going to ask you to pause it and get out of the way. Okay, can you just play that for a quick second, and then I'll ask you to pause. Pause. Does that appear to be, I'm just pausing it in the first 2 or 3 seconds, does that appear to be the video that you saw yesterday?
It appears that way, yes.
Okay, Mr. Bates, if you could enlarge the area around the the left rear tire of the Traverse. I'm going to ask you, sir, if you'll pay close attention to what's been zoomed, and when the SUV gets close to it, I'm going to pause it and ask you another question. Can you go ahead and play this?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this.
So why don't we pause the screen, take it down, and I'll see you at sidebar.
Here we go. All right, I want to pause it right there. I'm looking for that video of the Burkewitz retirement party. I can't seem to find it. It's so funny. People want to watch it now. I wonder if Bob knows where it is, what the name of it is. Can't seem to find that video. I want to thank JC, who just gifted 20 Young Jerks memberships to a bunch of you. Thank you so much, JC. That was awesome. Deb K is looking for the link to the retirement party. Me too. I'm looking for it. I can't seem to find it. So funny. I've done so many live videos recently. It's tough to find where that actually is. We'll try. You know what I'll try to do is I'll look for it this weekend and try to post it as a post on our YouTube, so people can watch that again. I promise I'll find it when I have more time. But this was so big on Friday. Yeah, the retirement party was priceless. You got Michael Morrissey giving them koozies. Michael Morrissey giving the ex-chief police beer koozies because they got drinking beer in common. Miss Shorty, I can't believe you're still up in Australia. What time is it in Australia? So it's probably tomorrow morning. Sean McDonough played the dancing It's Rating Men Yuri video yesterday. Now Nick Rocco's asking me to play something from Court TV. I'm still worried about that too with the copyright. I'm worried about playing anything. I want to play the video thing today too, but I just don't trust anymore the copyright strike. Or maybe we'll take a chance on it. We'll just play Nick's little clip. Let's try it. Let's play a little more of this first, though. I'm going to speed this up right now. I'm definitely going to watch how Nick did, though, on Court TV tonight. That's for sure. I'll be watching that tonight. I heard it was good.
I'm going to situate myself another way. You have the lights dim, you want it?
Sure.
Here we go.
Go ahead and enlarge the rear area of the Traverse. And I'm going to ask you to pay special attention to that wheel and any movement that you may or may not see. Okay, pause it. Okay, in about the next 3 seconds, Sergeant, I'm asking you to pay special attention to the wheel. Go ahead. We can have the lights on. And you can take that down. Sergeant, were you able to see that video? I know it's not the clearest thing in the world. Were you able to see that video okay?
Yes, I
What did
did.
you notice about the rear wheel of the Traverse?
Based on the motion in the shot with the snow falling, it appears that there is movement, but the video speaks for itself.
What would you assess based on the movement of the rear wheel of the Traverse about whether or not the two vehicles came in contact with one another?
Objection.
Sustained.
Okay. I have just a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Will Aguilera right there. I wish I got to hang out with him last night with everybody. It looked like a lot of fun.
May I inquire?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm trying to use my time wisely, Your Honor. Yesterday, Sergeant, you were asked about a couple of videos related to the Sallyport garage. Do you have that in mind?
Here we go.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we watched one of them pretty specifically toward the end of the day yesterday. Did you actually, I want to talk about the one that is the clearer of the two.
Yeah, I love seeing
Where
Karen
you slip.
contributing to her own defense.
You remember that
She's
one?
right a part of it.
If you pull it up, I can.
I will in just a second.
Okay.
There was one where Mr. Lally paused it and you were slipping in front of the vehicle.
Thank you so much, Miss Shorty, who just gifted 10 more Young Jerks memberships out. Thank you so much. Guys are so generous.
I don't recall myself slipping, no, but it was icy that day. So if there's documentation of me slipping, I might have
Fair
happened.
enough, fair enough. I didn't mean anything by that other than that was a moment that I thought you might recall to differentiate the videos. It's exhibit 446, but I don't think that's going to help you. All right, let's see if I can do this another way. Did you actually personally go to Canton PD to retrieve any or all of the videos of the Sallyport? You yourself?
I did go to Canton and collect already extracted video,
Okay.
but it was a portion of video surveillance. I didn't collect all of the video, so
When was the most recent time that you went to Canton to collect a portion of the video?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Did you review well, let me ask it this way. Did you collect the video that was sought on or
I
about?
just want to pause this for 1 second. Someone made a good comment again, and something I've been noting, is how Karen is so much a part of her defense. And this is the most important part of the day on Friday here. This was it. Oh, Thursday, was it? I'm getting confused about when this happened, actually. It was Friday, actually. No, yes, today's Friday. Yesterday was Thursday. See, I'm loopy right now. I worked too much this week. But it happened yesterday. This was the most important part right here. And what you saw right before it is Alan Jackson going over to talk to Yannetti, but most importantly, to talk to Karen Reed. Karen Reed is a big part of her own defense, and this part right here, which is this is where the bombs go off. This is where you can start to see what Sean's been saying. It's over. These guys are going to jail. It looks real now, doesn't it?
April 23rd, April 24th this year, in just a few weeks.
Did I collect it?
Correct.
I did not collect that video of April this year. No.
You're aware that the video that you saw yesterday was in fact collected after the trial started in April of 2024.
Objection.
Sustained.
Are you aware of when that video that we saw yesterday was collected?
Objection.
Oh,
I am not aware.
Okay. Was yesterday the first time you'd seen that video?
No,
When had you seen that video previously?
a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. What were the circumstances in which you saw that video?
Objection.
sustained.
Did you have a meeting with the DA?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did
Well,
you
I just
ever-
gotta stop it right there. I'm checking out, I'm monitoring the Free Karen Reed Defense Fund, and I see another $50 donation. Anonymous, they said, I have only been following this for 6 weeks. It's crazy. I believe in your innocence, love, prayers. Free Karen Reed. Thanks to the young jerks. Sheila. Thank you so much, Sheila, for making a donation tonight to the Free Karen Reed Defense Fund. We're seeing the donations come in. I love seeing these. These are unbelievable. We're at, let's refresh it and see what the latest number is. It seems like the website is working better now. Yes, it is. 345,131. So we got less than $5,000 to get to 350. Let's try to do that tonight if we can. I love seeing those donations come in.
have any kind of
It's in the chat at the top pinned.
communication
If you want to
with Mr.
donate to the
Lally
Karen Reed
about
Defense
your
Fund.
testimony?
Objection.
Sustained.
347. I guess
Yes.
it's not refreshing the way I want it to. I guess it's 347 is what the chat is telling me right now. So it's only $3,000 away. The website is a little wonky over there. So if it doesn't work for you tonight, do it tomorrow morning. It's not updating for me right now. Someone said it is working. Good. I hope it is working. I think we've been donating too much tonight. Oh, there's Sheila right there. Thank you so much, Sheila. She said it worked for me. No problem. Thank you so much for donating to the Free Karen Reed Defense Fund tonight, Sheila. And I want to thank JOL 57. He said, for the dogs. He sent $1.99. Thank you so much. My dogs will love it. I say my dogs. I really only have one dog here. That's ours, but you know, all the other dogs we take care of too. We got a couple here tonight. Great little guys. I'm still trying to refresh that website.
You
It's
are
not working
unmuted.
for me. It's not working.
May I?
Yes.
Thank you. Sergeant, did you have any meetings or communications with Mr. Lally in anticipation of your testimony?
Yes,
When was that?
it was about 2 weeks ago, and then last week, I believe.
And what was discussed? Generally,
Generally, we discussed the portions of the case that I would be presenting.
did you write a report about your communications with Mr. Lally?
No, I did not.
Were you shown any of the videos that you've seen here in anticipation of your testimony?
Not during the first meeting. I did review a video during the second time.
Okay, and that video was that you did see the second time was the interior video of the Sallyport that we saw yesterday, correct?
I'm just trying to remember exactly what video I saw. I had reviewed videos outside of our meeting, so I don't remember exactly what video Mr. Lally showed me.
But you do recall seeing the video that you saw yesterday, the sort of clear one that has the crime scene taping put up and all that. You have seen that one before,
Yes,
and that was with Mr. Lally, correct?
that is not correct because I do not recall when I saw that video or what video I saw with Mr. Lally.
I see. All right. I'd like to talk about that Exhibit 446 for a second, and then I'll show it to you. You indicated that the video that you, all the videos, everything that you saw yesterday was true and accurate, correct? Based on your memory of the events that were memorialized in the video?
The video captures events taking place in accurate fashion, yes.
In an accurate fashion. All right, that's what I wanted to find out. And after you watched the video, I think you were asked by Mr. Lally, does the video show you or Trooper Proctor having access to or messing with in any way that right rear tail light in any fashion? And you said never.
I was asked if at any point Trooper Proctor and I had came into contact, I believe, or touched the vehicle and that portion of the vehicle, and I said never. We never touched the vehicle prior to it being properly processed with a search warrant.
And that was specifically his question was to, and your answer was to the right rear portion, right? That right rear tail light.
The right rear damaged taillight, correct.
With the court's permission, I'd like to
Thank you,
play
Kate, for making the donation.
portion of,
Thank you so much.
Exhibit 446.
Okay.
Before we begin playing it, Mr. Bates, if you wouldn't mind, may I inquire, Your Honor, of the witness, just to lay a foundation? Sergeant, do you recognize this as being the video that we saw yesterday?
It does look accurate.
Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. This is 446, just so you have it in mind if I reference that. Space, if you could play that. And I think it's runtime 120. Pause it. Do you recognize that as the video we saw yesterday?
Yes, I do.
I love this too. This comment right here came in from Glenn Lake. He said, Sean gave a great talk on the overlap between cop and criminal the other night. It's so funny to talk to some of these retired police officers too, because they tell stories about other police officers, the dirty cops. And it's always the same scams, always the same stuff. It's overtime fraud, stealing drugs and money from drug dealers, planting evidence, bullying other officers to do what they want, taking kickbacks from other officers to assign them, special details. There's always the same corruption. It's the same scams. Turtle Boy was like the first one to really report about the overtime and the detail fraud. But this is like nationwide. This happens at police forces everywhere. It's why Canton needs a police audit to see if this stuff's going on. Stealing steaks, stealing food and items from people you're supposed to be protecting the goods of. I mean, that you don't hear a lot about that they actually steal steak and lobsters, but yeah, I mean, it's the same scams over and over again. Yeah, overtime fraud is big in small towns. It's big in all towns, big and small.
Very briefly, if you could move to time of day.
No show details. Look at this. Filthy bastard. This is a great comment right here. I love this. I agree 1000% about the Koch brothers, but take the approach of George Collins' video of it's a big club and you ain't in it. Google it. Oh, I don't need to Google that one. I've seen that one. Trust me. It's a great video. George Collins is a master. One of the greatest ever. He was phenomenal. I mean, just with his banned words, he was so good. Man. It's true too. You ain't in it. None of us are, unless you're a billionaire. Even rich people like that, I walk their dogs, these millionaires, most of them aren't even in the real rich club. They're middle class. With their mansions, most of them are still somewhat middle class compared to a billionaire.
Yes. With court's permission, can we play at this point?
Yes.
All right, that shows the vehicle coming into the Sallyport, and we're looking at which side of the vehicle?
So that is the driver's side of the vehicle. What that video depicts is a mirror collection. Although mirrors are accurate representation of what you're seeing, it's just inverted. So that is the driver's side of the vehicle. I do not know why it is inverted, but that's the way it was presented, collected and presented from Canton Police.
Can you see a timestamp or a time and date stamp on the bottom of that?
Great point, Glenn. I'm glad you
I cannot.
pointed that out. Yeah, I did see some of that on Sean too. He said Sean made the point that a cop has to be criminally minded to some degree, not crooked, but aware of the game. Yeah, especially if you're undercover, especially if you're doing the work that Sean did. But, to catch a criminal, you have to think like a criminal a lot of times. Just like if you watch any of those profiling shows where the profiles come in and they get into the mind of the serial killer, they have to think like them to catch them. I mean, of course, yes. There's often a lot of that. And sometimes the lines get blurred. So you got to have some ideals or principles, obviously, to be a cop. I think the longer you're there too, the more likely, like being a politician, the more likely you're to be, bought off or part of the system.
No.
Okay. Does it appear that time and date stamp, if you can't read every letter on it?
This is
that
also interesting in the video. Look at all the snow. They're shoveling the snow. Like, what's up with that? They pull the car out, pull it back in, pull it back out. He's just, what the hell is going on in this video?
correct order. In other words, that's not inverted.
I cannot read it, no.
All right, let's go ahead and play this for a second.
Is that inverted? I couldn't read it. That was his answer. I couldn't read it. What does that mean? It's, he doesn't want to admit.
Who is that just got out of the car?
I do not know. I think that's the tow truck driver. He would have the only access to the vehicle. We did not touch the vehicle.
Who's that on the left?
I missed that. I was looking down at the laser pointer. I do not know. I know for a fact I'm the gentleman that's wearing a dark olive drab state police baseball style hat, and Trooper Mike Proctor is wearing a winter hat.
Trooper Proctor's wearing what?
A winter hat.
That was playing, and I didn't realize it was playing while you were talking. Stop. And stop. Yesterday, when you testified, you indicated that the two individuals in this scene were you and Trooper Proctor, correct?
Not correct. There was two individuals in the rear of the vehicle. I shined my light to. That was me and Trooper Proctor.
Do you see Trooper Proctor toward the back of the rear of the vehicle there?
I can't tell because of what the head is. I just know that Trooper Proctor was wearing a black hat.
It's the person in that in the video to the left, to the rear of the car, is wearing a black hat, correct?
I can't tell. I don't want to be locked into a
I
statement
can't
where
tell. I
later
don't
on you
be
show me
locked
that
in.
it's somebody else magically. I can't test.
I don't want to be locked in. I can't tell. I can't tell. I don't know. I don't want to be locked in. Oh no.
There's no magic about this. It's your testimony. I'm just asking you what you
Not so confident now, is he?
I don't see that. No.
Let's go ahead and play at this point.
Tow truck driver didn't take a picture of the back because he
You the
didn't
person
see any
toward the back of the
damage.
vehicle Walking toward the opposite side of the SUV.
I do.
What area does he appear to be going to?
He appears to be going towards the rear passenger side of the vehicle, although it does not appear so because the video is inverted, a mirror image. That's where he's going.
And Sergeant Buchnick, you testified for at least a half an hour about this video yesterday, correct?
I'm sorry, it was a long day. I don't know the timing of how long I testified.
You significantly testified about this video yesterday, did you not?
I testified about this video.
And you testified that it was true and accurate, correct?
This is a good question. Why is there so much snow in front of the car? We don't know. But here's where it gets good, and let's watch some more of the video.
Correct.
You testified that it was reflective of your observations of what was happening in that Sallyport that evening, correct?
I testified that this is a accurate scene and collection of video evidence from the Sallyport.
And as that truck sits in that Sallyport, just like this, it appears from all perspectives that what we're looking at is the passenger side of the car, and that right rear taillight is right there shining in our face, correct? From this perspective.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
From this perspective, from the perspective that
He
you're
knows
looking
he's,
at,
look at that. Did you see that when he paused right there? He knows what he's asking him. And Alan Jackson is setting him the F up. He is setting him up. And he stopped and paused and said, can you ask that question again? Because he knows he has to lie. He either has to lie or or tell the truth that this is a mirrored video. Let's watch.
all indications that would
Look at him
appear to
shaking
be
his
the
head. He
right
knows
side
he's
of the
after it.
truck,
Yeah.
the passenger side of the truck, and that taillight that you can see is the right rear taillight. From this
Popeye is
perspective,
after
right?
you.
The way it presents itself, yes.
And yesterday, during the entirety of your question by Mr. Lau, not once did you mention that this video is actually completely inverted.
Did not know.
Oh, he didn't know. Look at him. Look at. He did not know. Come on, dude. Come on.
Mr. Lally didn't ask you if it was inverted, correct?
That's correct.
And if I hadn't gotten up here and begun questioning you, that would be left uncorrected, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
The person with the winter cap appears to walk directly to the what ultimately should be the right rear taillight of this car, correct?
That's the vicinity, yes. That's where he is. Yeah.
Pause it. I'd like you to pay attention to the right rear of this car. And I know we're completely backward, but it's the far corner of the car. Do you see a person's head there?
It appears as if someone's still there.
And that person is located at or near what portion of the car?
In real life or as it's depicted?
In real life or as it's
Near
depicted?
In real life, near
In real life,
the,
bud. No, as it's depicted. I mean, that just shows you the fraud. He just admitted that it's fraudulent. In real life or how it's depicted in our fraudulent video.
the right rear taillight of the car.
Yes.
Matter of fact, standing there hovering around there, correct?
We don't know the distance that they are in proximity to the actual vehicle. We just know that they're behind the vehicle. That
Looks like it's pretty close, doesn't it? Sergeant?
Objection.
Sustained.
Does that look like he's in close proximity to the right rear taillight?
as I said, I can't tell how far away he is from the vehicle.
His head's right there, sir. You can't tell that he's right next to the right rear taillight?
Objection.
Sustained.
I want you to pay attention to what that person does as soon as the other person comes out from behind that car. See if you see him move. Stop it. You see that person move?
I saw movement in the frame, yes.
Right when the other person is in eyesight of the person toward the right rear, correct?
I mean, the video speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does.
Objection, Your Honor.
The objection sustained. No commenting, Mr. Jackson. We've talked about that.
I'm going to ask Mr. Bates to back it up because there's one other issue I want you to pay attention to, if you can, right at this moment or right before this moment, and that is the timestamp. We back it up in maybe 10 seconds. Right about there. Don't play it yet. Instead of paying attention to the individuals, I'm going to ask you, can you see, may I approach the screen you're on? Yes. Can you see the timestamp at 5:37 and 37 seconds p.m.? Can you see that from where you're at?
No, I cannot.
Me neither. Glad I don't want that to. Let's play it for about 10 seconds. Pause it. Did you see another person just appear toward the rear end of the car?
There was a fog of some sorts. It did appear as if a person was actually in. There was two people back there, and two people walked away, or one person walked away.
Timestamp jumped to 5:38:01. Correct?
I cannot see the timestamp, sir.
Okay. Did it appear that there was an anomaly? There was a portion of that video that was deleted. What's missing? Not deleted, but just missing.
Objection.
Can you tell that? Does it appear that way to you, Sergeant?
No, Your Honor, I cannot tell what is happening with the video.
I don't know anything about this video.
If you take a close look at there's a classic police car in that Sallyport, correct?
There's an antique vehicle there. Yes, yes.
If you take a close look at the trunk of that vehicle, see the word police?
Yes, I believe I can read that. Yes,
And it's backward, correct?
it is mirrored. Correct.
That's a good indication that this is an inverted video, right?
Smoke and mirrors, buddy.
It
Remember
appears that way. Yes.
when
If we were to
they
to
accuse.
fast
That's
forward-
what I loved about Vinny. The prosecution accused the defense of using smoke and mirrors. Now the prosecution literally gets caught doing smoke and mirrors. I mean, this is just you you can't even write this as a script. It would be unbelievable.
at 5:42.
Fog and mirrors. I could come out over and provide them some smoke if they want. They got the mirrors. I got the smoke.
About another 20 seconds. There you go. Can we just play it at this point? No. You take one pause it. Pause it. You see the Sallyport garage came down?
Yes,
You see a number on the garage? Is
I do.
that correct?
What is correct?
Does the number appear correct? How do you make it 4?
No, the number's in the mirror image. Yes.
I just wanted to make the point. Everything in this video is completely backward, correct?
It's not backwards. It's mirrored, reversed. You can look yourself in the mirror in the morning. You still see your own face. It's not backwards.
Not backwards, but it is.
But my mirror image is not an accurate depiction of who I am. My
Check.
actual physical appearance is who I am, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
A mirror image, Sergeant, is not an accurate video of this, is it?
Objection.
It's a mirror image by definition.
Sustained. Ask it differently, Mr. Jackson.
Your Honor, thank you. I would like to mark I have we can bring the lights up.
Let's wait.
I have a thumb drive that I'd like to have marked with court's permission.
Does Mr. Lally know what's on this thumb drive without you telling us?
I do not.
Okay.
We can approach and I can certainly bring it up.
We're trying to wrap up our morning.
It's,
It's marked for identification.
if I may, Your Honor, I'd like to play the first 10 seconds of that video.
No. We'll come to site. It's marked for identification, right, Mr. Jackson?
You are
Bev couldn't handle it. It's funny how Bev it seemed like she got aggravated by them trying to play this video. It's like, you know, how angry you should be at the prosecution who submitted this fraudulent video. You know, people are asking if I'm going to play the Nick Rocco video. I'm not going to play it tonight. I would love to, but I'm not taking a chance with Court TV. Music is copyrighted, and so isn't Court TV. I've had one issue on here already. I'm not going to take another chance. Sucks, but that's the way YouTube works. And I'm sure it would be fine. You know, almost always it's fine, but you never know. But I'm watching it. I've already watched some of it. I'm going to watch the rest of it tonight. Definitely, Nick. This is the end, though. I mean, this is it, right? What a glorious end to Thursday, the week in court. We're going to wait till Monday to get back to this. This is just going to be amazing on Monday morning. And you know what's great is we really do get to see if Bev is on the take. Because like Bettero said, if she's not pissed off on Monday morning about this video, you know there's something wrong with Bev. Because any normal judge would be pissed that the prosecution, who's supposed to be going for justice, for truth, are playing these games. And not disclosing that the video is a mirrored video that had all these jump cuts in it. She should be pissed. Yeah, she did sound pissed a little bit. But she also sounded a little aggravated at the defense, which is kind of concerning. So we will see on Monday. How does Bev handle this? How does Bev handle this? How does Judge Cannoni handle this on Monday? She did. She sustained a lot. She did. Yeah, the missing pieces of video too. Exactly. Not just the mirroring. It's also, it seems deceptively edited. And no disclosure. Wicked suspect. Wicked shady. We'll see what she does on Monday. I'm definitely not doing a show tomorrow night. I'm going to take Saturday night off. Probably watch some Turtle Boy at 9 p.m. maybe. Watch some Netflix. But Sunday, I think I'm going to do a show. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to get some kind of guest panel up. We'll see. But you know we'll be back next week, definitely. This was such a great ending on Thursday. Yesterday. I want to thank everybody for supporting the Young Jerks. I can't believe the number of subscribers. We have over 21,000. Now we're on our way to 22,000. Yeah, she sounded mad at Jackson, which is not good. Not good. She should be mad at Lally and Bukaki. I guess we're at 345, 591. That's what I'm showing too, actually. Actually, let me just make sure if it's not. Somebody said 347, but I'm still seeing 345. But this website's not updating. There does seem to be some issues with the payit2.com website. Yeah, I have it 345, 591. So I'd love to see some more donations coming in tonight. If not tomorrow, let's check back tomorrow. Yeah, M noted too. The Galera has a big show tomorrow night. He's doing it for the Karen Reed Defense Fund. You can check the Justice Facebook group for more info. If you want, it's a pay for view type thing where you're donating to the Karen Reed Defense Fund. If you want to watch it, should be good. Check that out. We're watching the inevitable, waiting for Bev to just wrap it up for the weekend. Early weekend for Bev. I want to thank Christine for making a donation, $6.99 Canadian dollars. That's great coverage, although it is very disturbing. I thought this only happened in the movies. Watch it for BC Canada with my dog Luna, of course. XO. Oh, great! I love. I've know a few dogs named Luna. They're great dogs. Lunas are always great dogs. I don't know why. Every Luna I've ever met, I'm sure your Luna is a great dog, Christine. Thank you so much. And it doesn't just happen in movies. It happens in a lot of towns and cities in the United States. There are, unfortunately, a lot of corrupt and criminal police officers. That's the facts.
Unmuted.
Janet, we're gonna have you come back on Monday. So we'll just wait. Jurors, I know that you want to know when this case is going to end, and I don't mean that in any negative way. After speaking with the lawyers, I can safely say that you will get this case for your deliberations sometime the last week in June. We'll know better next week. We will not be in session next Tuesday. We will go full days, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. We will not be in session next Tuesday. All right, I have to give you those cautions again. Please do not discuss this case with anyone. Don't do any independent research or investigation into this case. If you happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case, please disregard it and let us know. It's a great weekend to see you again.
Yeah, Bev does look a little shaken there, doesn't she?
You are muted.
Pretty amazing to see. All right, everyone. Have a great night. I want to thank everyone for donating, supporting. And again, if you're not able to donate tonight because the website doesn't work, please just copy
Thank you.
the link to the fundraiser for Karen Reed. Send yourself an email. Check it back tomorrow
All right,
morning.
so
It seems like
I
it's working
received a
now.
motion from the Commonwealth this morning that I have not had an opportunity to read yet. It's on my desk. I'd like to go spend a few minutes looking at that and come back out at 12 o'clock on that.
In order for us to argue it?
Yes. Do you need,
I haven't looked at it either.
okay.
We've been busy.
All right.
Could we do it on Monday?
I want to get as much evidence in as we can each day. We can do it at 8:30 Monday morning, I think. Madam Court Reporter, can we do it at 8:30? Jim?
Sure. Absolutely fine with us. Not that it matters.
More donations coming into the
Can we do it
County
at 8:30
Defense
Monday
Fund.
morning?
Loving it.
That's what the court wants, yes.
Yeah, we'll have a hearing on it at 8:30 Monday. Are you around tomorrow? Are you around tomorrow?
Oh, am I? Yes, absolutely.
Do you want to do it tomorrow morning?
If I had a preference, I would say Monday.
All right, we'll do Monday morning at 8:30.
I'm sorry. Monday. Okay,
And if you want to put something in writing, just email it to us this weekend.
will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you then.
So Monday at 8:30, going to have a motion hearing. Going to be interesting about the K9 expert. 8:30. I'm going to remember make sure I get up a little early and get that stream going. Another anonymous donation came in. We're up to 345,616. Let's try to get there. 350. We're trying to get it to 350,000 on the Free Karen Reed Defense Fund. It's linked at the top of the chat. If you're not able to do it tonight, copy paste, send an email to yourself, and do it tomorrow morning. Thank you so much, everyone who's been watching, supporting. I see you all. I can't wait till see you probably Sunday night and Monday morning. Am I sure that's about the K9 expert? Yes. The motion that was filed by the Commonwealth is about the K9 expert. It's going to be heard Monday morning at 8:30. There may be some other motions filed. I have a feeling. Who knows? But it sounds like they're going to start with that motion 8:30 on Monday morning. They're trying to dismiss the dog expert for the defense, which is crazy. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll see you, I think, on Sunday night and then definitely Monday morning. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Keep your head up. Be proud. Be proud that you're part of this. In whatever way, whatever role you have in this is unbelievable. Everybody working together on this. I love it. I'm proud. I feel really good. There were some dark days for me in December and January. I was freaking the F out. And now I'm so glad I stuck with it and stuck with all of you, and you stuck with me. Thank you so much for the advocate. She said $4.99. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you soon. I can't wait to see you again. Hopefully Sunday night. I think Sunday night we're going to do a show. We'll see. But definitely Monday morning. I'll see you nice and early for court. 8:30. Have a great weekend. See you. Bye.